Josh Taylor will be remembered as an all-time great, not just for Scotland, but for world boxing. Well, I just wanted to have the opportunity to pay my respect to Josh Taylor, who announced his retirement recently. Josh, what a wonderful fighter. I loved him in the amateurs. He won so much. Fantastic style, the skillful southpaw, the beautiful boxer, exquisite in that sweet science of boxing, but also he loved to get involved. And as a professional, that's what we really saw. We saw his technique, his ring IQ, but also the fantastic toe-to-toe battles he had. Regis Prograis when he won the World Super Series. Undisputed champion. Josh will be, I think, always seen as one of the great fighters to come out of Scotland. Josh was a sweet southpaw, a beautiful boxer, and he bit down on the gum shield and got in and amongst it as well, which is what excited the fans. The Tartan Tornado, what a great career he had, unbeaten for so long. Of course, he had that controversial fight with Jack Catterall, and the second one. Had a few losses at the end of his career with Teofimo Lopez, one of the great fighters in the world, and we last saw him, of course, against Echo Esserman in Scotland. He was a little bit flat that night. I think we'd seen the best of Josh, but of course the eye injury a real problem, and he's made the right decision to call time on his career in his mid-30s. He can't risk the injury getting worse or any problems with his eyesight. He's made absolutely the right call. Wonderful technician with some power and real ferocity, and he just got on with it. Toe-to-toe action as well as lovely ring craft. And I used to really enjoy watching Josh's feet and the way he went about opponents, but he had that steel inner strength as well. I think you often see that north of the border, and he was a real braveheart through and through, Josh Taylor. I loved spending time with him early in his career. I remember, I think he'd had about 7 or 8 fights, and we were in Vegas, MGM Grand. I remember walking with Josh around the MGM, and he would say, "I'm going to light up this place, I'm going to light up the sport." And he was unbeaten young prospect, precocious at the time, but always had that discipline, that dedication, that needle, that bit between his intent on becoming a world champion. And not only becoming a world champion, but becoming an undisputed world king. And he achieved that, Josh Taylor, and very, very few fighters in history have done that. So Josh will be remembered as one of the great fighters to come out of Scotland, out of Britain, and out of the world. We'll miss him. He's made the right call to retire, and we hope that we'll see Josh around the scene, giving all his wisdom and his knowledge back to young fighters, whether he chooses to become a trainer, a manager, a promoter, or maybe a pundit. I hope that we see Josh around the scene, because he's got too much knowledge for us just to lose him to, I don't know, becoming a property magnate or something in Scotland. We want to see him around boxing, and I think that we will do. He was a wonderful fighter. He said what he believed, Josh Taylor, and I remember when people were saying Jack Catterall won that fight and Josh was really angry, but you know what? Proud man, proud fighter, and he always gave great entertainment, value for money, hugely supported, both in Edinburgh and in Glasgow. The whole of Scotland got behind Josh Taylor. He was, he fought for the people, and I loved him, loved Josh, and I'll miss him. I'll really, really miss him. But I'll miss those different times we had, sort of away from the cameras, and just chatting to him about boxing, the trainers he had, the wisdom, the knowledge. He was born to be a boxer, Josh Taylor, and I'm just delighted to have been just watching the journey with him. Not on the journey, he had many more important people around him, trainers, managers, promoters, but it was lovely to be a broadcaster and watch his whole boxing career unfold, and it will be one that we'll remember for a long time. Thank you, Josh, from me. I really, really appreciate you. I appreciate what you've done for boxing, world boxing, Scottish boxing obviously, but from around the world, and to have the privilege of commentating on you on some of your biggest nights and moments, thank you, and I'll miss you, and I hope to see you around the scene soon. You enjoy your retirement. Get those slippers on, but don't be a stranger. You had a great career and you should be very, very proud.